Savion Williams versus the Jayden Higgins kid from
This is a great one.
Yeah. Which one of those boys that you would like to see paired up with CeeDee Lamb if we can't get Amika?
You talking about over Bert? You talking about the kid from Iowa State?
I'm talking about in the second. I just want to pick your brain on those two boys right there.
So it's him. It's Noel and it's Jayden Higgins, two Iowa State kids. I'll be at the Senior Bowl. I'll get coverage on both of them. I'll send them to you, Law, and we get you blasting on your channel. Here's the deal: Savion Williams, and remember we said this. John timestamped this. AOC timestamped this. He is going to blow up the combine. He's a Bruce Feldman's freaks list. It would not surprise me, because we've been doing this a long time, Law. Would not surprise me if he creeps up to the top of the second, maybe even first round, because when you look at his size, when you look at what he does after the catch, and what teams will say is when they go to the combine, they look at him versus other receivers, they'll say he's already physical. He doesn't have a lot of production, but they'll look at TCU's offense, and they did a lot of like direct snaps, and like they basically used him as a chess piece versus a receiver. When he goes through receiver work and he runs that 40 at 6'4", he's the best athlete at receiver this year, and it's not close.
Wow.
The problem is there will be teams who say, how fast can he pick up on a NFL offense, Law? And so when you look at Higgins, he's played on the edge before. He's been that true X. But with Savion, Savion, in my receiver ranking, he was number 6 for that reason, 5 or 6 for that reason, because the athleticism and the run after the catch, this isn't Laviska Shenault. Shenault was a 5'10", 5'11" guy. This dude's 6'4", true 6'4", and his
225.
Hey, Law, and guys bounce off of this kid. So he's the one receiver who I see this year who, if you're asking me, it would be Savion Williams, Law, for sure.
Hey, while you guys are talking about the receivers, let me just add this in here. If Mike McCarthy does stay, I would lean away from Luther Burden too, because I believe Mike McCarthy's ideal receiving group would be like the one he had in 2010 in Green Bay, where it's like Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver. It's all those like 6'1" and above.
Possession and bigger body receivers. Yeah.
Big boys.
So that fits in more with Emeka Ibuka, I would think, than it would with like a Luther Burden. Also, to the point of when you talk about a Luther Burden or a smaller receiver and stuff like that too, it makes me think like sometimes in another offense, Kevontae Turpin would probably be more productive than he is in this West Coast. Like, I watch a lot of the Detroit Lions and what Ben Johnson does, and if Kevontae Turpin was in that offense, I just think there'd be a lot of different ways that they would probably get him involved, where this is more of your traditional West Coast, which they find ways to use Kevontae, but there's always a part of you that you're kind of like, man, it feels like they could maybe do a little bit more, just maybe something else, where I think if McCarthy stays as head coach, I would look more to that 6'1" or above receiver if they're going to use the first round or second round pick on one.